We make thousands of tonnes of rubbish each day, but new surveys have found that here in Kent, we're pretty good at making the most of it, with 75% of the South East saying they recycle as much as they can.
Every year we've seen a steady improvement. It's got to a point where it's plateaued a little bit, I've got to say, so now's the time to really reinvigorate the process. But as far as I'm concerned, every bit of material in your waste you can basically turn it back into exactly the same product again, given the right process.
At the Rochester Plastics Recycling Facility, VIRIDOR process our used plastic bottles and meal cartons, among tons of other materials.
To keep the impetus going, what we've got to do is constantly look at simplifying the process of recycling, so it's the same across every county, and to provide more education to people so they know exactly what they're doing with their waste. And I think as well, providing information to show them where it ends up will encourage people that it's not a waste of time and actually there is a positive benefit towards doing it.
Now I've got this protective gear on to keep me safe around these huge piles of recycling, but if we're going to keep these piles of recycling growing and get more people recycling, it's going to be all about inspiring the next generation, which is what they're doing at the University of Kent's Canterbury campus.
We needed to have a set location on campus where we can store our waste and recycling safely, as well as actually be able to segregate more waste so that we can recycle more, because in the past we haven't had a set spot, so that's why we really wanted to set it up, and it has taken a number of years, but we finally got there and got it up and running.
16 to 34-year-olds say they're the least likely group to recycle, with less than 50% carrying it out, but the new recycling hub could change that.
You need to actually have a facility so that students can recycle more, because if we don't have this here, then how would they actually do that? And at the moment our recycling rate is around 67%. That might not sound like that's an awful lot, but compared to other universities it really is.
This message is also echoed by Kent County Council, who are responsible for disposing our rubbish.
We've got to look to the future, we've got to look to actually making the planet a better place for the generations to come. Obviously it's not going to be a problem that's going to go away, so we've all got to work together to try and solve it.
And with Kent's population growing and more waste being produced, recycling definitely isn't a rubbish use of time. Harry PEET for KMTV.